one, and like the trailer for it will be something like Will Middlebrooks was once a big prospect in the Red Sox system until one day he started dating Jenny Dell and his career was over. Because that's how the
straight up 30 for 30. It just
yeah, right. I thought since we're on this subject, I really liked Heidi Watney. I thought
same.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she got in all kinds of controversy with Veritek and I guess Nick Green. So then she
there's a lot of issues there.
Yeah, so there's a history of it before Middlebrooks anyway. And then with Hazel May, wasn't there rumors that her and Big Poppy were kind of sneaking around?
There was a Hazel May rumor. I mean, wasn't there a rumor with Farrell too?
Well,
there was.
That was kind of confirmed anyway. She was a Comcast reporter, and then she had to resign or whatever. But
not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I don't understand why people freak out about it. It's not like those people are getting playing time. Like they're broadcasters. Like it doesn't affect anyone's job or poll or anything like that.
Doesn't affect their play either, really.
Yeah, no. I mean, if anything, it's making them a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if the player suddenly, like if Benintendi, and Guerin Austin got together, and obviously a hypothetical for anyone listening, but let's just say that happened, and then he's like 3 for 40. That's going to be a huge story, and that's why A-Rod can never have a job if he's going to be dating the Jennifer Lopez people of the world, as far as coaching goes or whatever. Because that would be an instant story as well.
It's whatever you want to make it out to be.
Favorite person.
Who is?
Because he's so damn handsome.
Man, you said my favorite person, and then Guerin Austin's name came out of your mouth, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah, I mean she's pretty, but I think she's pushing 40 or whatever. Not that I'm not, but whatever.
I'm not.
Well, back on the Devers thing. I think it's a little bit of both, Terry. I think it's a little bit of phantom injury for sure, and I also think that the hamstring may just not be 100%, where it's like fine to play, right? But at the end of the day, like it could be a little bit better. He's slumping, and just to kind of get his stuff together, get his body to be 100%, because we have the luxury of doing that. And in an aspect like this, where his body's not 100% and his mind's probably not 100%, I don't mind putting him into Pawtucket for a few rehab starts. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a month or two ago where he was batting like 210 and clearly like struggling a little bit, I don't think optioning him then was the right choice, because I think that it was just a simple little plate discipline, a little, pick your spots a little bit better and, push the ball more, don't pull everything. And he adjusted. Obviously, he was batting, much better. He's up into the 240s and he was, 16 or 17 home runs. So he obviously was playing better, but I think that you might see him in Pawtucket. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. And I mean, at this point where we have the luxury and he's clearly not 100% body-wise, even if that hamstring's 90%, let it get better. Let him go down to Pawtucket. Let him mash a little bit. And he'll come right back up and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the move coincided the day after he made another error at third, so...
yeah, it also so happened that Kinsler was coming back, and Nunez is much better at third than he is second. Yeah. Which makes no sense to me. I just don't understand how you can be one of the worst defensive second basemen I've ever seen, which is Nunez, and then be good at third. Like, he's not amazing. He's not great. He's good, though. He's solid.
Yeah, I mean, third base, to me, is the least technical position. You're just simply knocking down grounders or line drives and then shipping them over to second or first. And then I think short and second base are the two hardest positions, other than maybe catcher, obviously. Because you're backing each other up, and then the shifts kind of
I put center in there too.
Center, yeah, I can see that, especially at Fenway.
I think second's so easy because you literally just get the ball and you have to throw it 10, 20 feet to first base.
Second's where you go when you don't have enough arm strength to play third.
Exactly. And when it comes to knocking balls down, Nunez can't get, like, you're supposed to have more range at, like, third and a better arm and better, like, instincts, right? Because it's the hot corner, obviously. And he has no range, and he can't get in front of balls. He can't knock things down at second. So it just makes no sense to me what it is his issue is.
Yeah, I mean, it's his more natural position anyway, so, I mean, that's probably got the most to do with it. Yeah, so with Devers, I mean, we have Moreland next year, so I can't imagine he'll go anywhere before the trade deadline. But just imagine, I mean, if Devers is at least better than he was this year, and then Chavis and Sam Travis are just tearing the cover off the ball, or even that guy in
Bobby Dalbec.
Dalbec,
yeah.
Miners and home
Right.
Murder in the ball.
Yeah, so you just wonder how things are going to shake out. You know, if Devers is really going to stay there, maybe he goes to first. He's not going to DH for as long as Martinez is going to be here, and hopefully that's going to be for a while. So he'll have to either get better at third or, you know, maybe get moved over to first, which if Hanley Ramirez could play adequately there, and I'll even say that Hanley was better than just adequate.
He was good, borderline great in 2016. Right. He was, like, I would have put him up for a Gold Glove, honestly. He made one error, I think, or something like that. 2 errors, and it probably wasn't even his fault.
Yeah, and ironically, he just got replaced by a Gold Glover.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. So the other big news of the week, the Paw Sox will no longer be playing there. I think after the 2021 season, they will relocate to Worcester, Massachusetts, and become the Woo Sox. So, Dave, you're kind of local to Pawtucket. So, do you? What are your thoughts on that?
I live like 15 minutes away, and I could care less, actually, about the good old Paw Sox. It's a great family thing. When I was a kid, you know, I went there once or twice a summer, and, you know, it was nice. And I remember going to see Trot Nixon there and getting some autographs and, you know, having some, you know, hot dogs and whatnot. But Pawtucket's not a great area in Rhode Island. Not that Worcester is much better. I mean, Worcester's kind of a shithole too. But at least they're trying to make it a little bit better. And, you know, it doesn't, you know, I think it sold out last night or whatever. But other than the fireworks, you know, 4th of July, and they do some stuff in the summer out there in the field. It's a big family thing, but once you get past the age of 10, you don't really go too often. There's not a lot of talent in Pawtucket. And other than a few minor things, it's, you know, kind of forget it's even there. So I'm happy that they're going to get probably a little bit more pull and a little bit more fans up there. And especially, you know, they just announced they're going in 3 years, and they sold out the other night, or basically sold out. So the next 3 years, they're going to have a lot of fans. So I think it's a win-win for everybody. It gets the guys a little bit closer. Not that Pawtucket was far. It's about an hour from Boston in a drive. But you're in Worcester. You're in the state, all kind of centrally located, now AAA in the majors. So it's good for the Paw Sox and the Red Sox, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, Worcester isn't that far from Boston either. You know, basically just a straight shot across the Mass Pike, and then they'll be there. So
I refuse to call them the Woo Sox, though.
I love that. I love that.
As long as Ric Flair is the guy that they play in the Jumbotron and everything like that, because it just makes sense. That's the only way I'll like it. But, I mean, I think it's good for the Sox. What do you guys think?
I mean, I live in Texas.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to say anything. I mean, the minor league team that's closest to me when I'm home is the AA affiliate of the Padres. So, I mean, I've never even thought about, you know, proximity to the home, to the Major League Baseball franchise, basically.
I think, if nothing else, the facility is going to be a lot more state-of-the-art, so it'll be a better presentation for the fans. And we have Hadlock Field up here, which is usually rated in the top 10 amongst minor league ballparks. So I think they'll be looking to get Worcester, into that area. And I don't see why they won't. I also heard that it might have a fixed roof, but
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, but just it's going to be like Seattle is the comp to it, I guess. Everything around it will be open with the option to close it. So, it'd be interesting to see how it comes out. Anyway,
I like that. I wonder what they're going to do with McCoy. Although there is the cool history there of the longest game ever played, which is always cool. If you guys have never been there, they have a giant scorecard of it, just like in the hallways and stuff, and you just walk past like 33 innings, and it's kind of wild.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask. I knew I was aware of that record. Yeah. So.
It took like 2 days to play. The crazy thing is, like in like the 25th inning, the visiting team scored a run, and then the Paw Sox tied it again, and then they kept playing, like something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. Everybody was there from the first to the 33rd inning. Anyway.
Well, I think they had to postpone it for a day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
did they
postponed it at like 3 a.m. and then they continued it at like 11 or 12 next day or something like that.
Oh wow!
Because it just got ridiculous. But I don't know what they're going to do with McCoy. I don't know if they're going to knock it down. I doubt it. There's college teams around here that could go play there. High school, they have the high school state championships there for Rhode Island, so it'll get some use for sure between practice and. I don't know if they're ever going to get another team in there, another affiliate, or,
and honestly, minor league baseball stadiums get reused anyway. Like, Pawtucket could have another minor league team here within probably the next 15 years, if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Or even just like a pro ball league or something like that. But it's, it's there. There's a lot with it. It's unique. It's got a lot of grass out there. You can sit out in, the outfield and left and center. And just kind of like get a picnic. It's like a picnic out there. You bring some blankets, you sit there, you watch the game.
Yeah, so a few years away, and that'll be an interesting transition. So we're also now going to get into a newer segment, which will probably only be relevant for the next few weeks, as that part of the season winds down. But Austin, why don't you take us through it?
I just fist pumped like y'all could see me or something, but I'm pretty excited about the segment. This is going to be the minor league players of the week. I'm going to give you a couple players, pretty much at 3 players, 3 different levels. That way, if you don't pay attention to the minor league system, it'll get you kind of acclimated to future Red Sox or even former Red Sox in AAA right now. Like, we're going to start with Rusney Castillo, who has been phenomenal this year in Pawtucket. Phenomenal. He's hitting .329 through 109 games, 29 doubles, and is actually the league MVP. So, thing with Rusney Castillo, the only thing with him is we can't really bring him up without suffering a $2 million penalty to the luxury tax. And if we bring him up and bring him back down, we owe him $29 million over the next 2 years. So, any thoughts on Rusney Castillo possibly coming up soon?
I think he's held hostage by that contract, as you were just saying.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and go to the sleeper of the week. I only have 2 this week. That's all I could dig up. We had a little situation before the podcast, but someone nobody's really talking about is Darwinzon Hernandez down in Salem. I know what you're thinking. He's in Salem. What good is he going to do us there? This is a future move. This is a 21-year-old who has 101 innings on the docket. He's got 124 Ks, and that's that's on the season. In his last 10 starts, though, 52 innings. He has 74 Ks and 11 earned runs. That's a 1.88 ERA, and he's just tearing up single A at this point.
Wow, yeah,
love that. I mean, it's another future move, and the guys come up quick when you think about it, and you look at a guy like Devers. A lot of guys skip Pawtucket. I kind of just mentioned what goes on down there. Benny and Devers are the latest 2 Red Sox who are on the everyday playing roster in the major leagues. So this is someone that could be in Pawtucket next year and could be that call up when someone gets hurt or 40-man roster. So it's definitely important to take a look at these guys and kind of notice who's trending in the right direction.
Figured we needed a deep cut there too, because we talk about Chavis, we talk about Dalbec, Lynn, people like that. Pretty much once every two shots.